Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So this is part 2 of my mini paranormal storytime series that I'm doing. And in this video, I wanted to give you guys like a little bit of clarification, a little bit of like video visualization that I have on my channel from 10 years ago. If you are new here, hello, my name is Jeannie. I mainly do makeup videos, but I'm kind of like transitioning into like different topics and things like that. So yeah, hey, welcome to my channel. So if you are new to this video, I highly suggest you go to my channel and watch the previous paranormal video that I just posted, because I go more in depth on these stories. I talk more about, like, I just go more in depth on it, and I talk about other stories as well. So if you're into like spooky stuff, if you're into like true like paranormal stories, I guess crazy as they sound, just go watch my previous video, because those are actual things that happened to me. Those are things I have experienced, things I have seen, things I have heard. None of those stories in that video are like fake, exaggerated, none of that. So jumping into my stories. Now, before I start with my stories, do you remember this story from my previous video? And that's when I grab like this broken plank and I start waving this thing in the air, trying to get its attention. And I'm not even joking you, this thing stands up and I could see its head, its arms, and I could see like the outline from like its arms to its body, and I could see like hair raising on its shoulders, and this thing starts running at me. I wanted to show you guys a video that I posted on this channel 10 years ago. Okay, 10 years ago, I did a video for a project that I did in high school. I was in like a digital media editing class that I was in, and I made this little horror project, right? And in this video, I was on my neighbor's property of where I saw this big black, like, I don't know, I don't even know how to explain it. I don't know what this was. Like, a big black creature thingy that literally chased me, and also was seen hanging from my neighbor's windmill tower thingy. Like, it's kind of hard to explain. Like, maybe I'll post like a picture. It was like an old style windmill tower, and it was hanging from that tower looking into my property at me as I was looking at it. And I assume that this was also the same creature that threw something at our living room window as me and my brother were playing video games at night. And also, I mentioned that I wanted to include my brother's, like, his own testimony in that video, but like, he took forever to respond. Oh my God, brothers, like, they never respond when you want them to respond. But he finally responded back to me, and he remembers, y'all. Like, here are the screenshots right here. He remembers, and I was like really surprised, like, because this happened a long time ago. I really wasn't expecting him to remember, but he remembers. Like, you guys, like, something literally was like thrown at this window. Now, again, for like a visual from where, like, just go watch my previous video. You have a better understanding of what I was talking about. But again, like, I don't know what this thing was. I don't know if it was some freak in a monkey suit, like I said in my previous video. I don't know if this was some idiot playing a prank. I don't know if this was, like, honestly, I don't know, like, what this was. But yeah, like, in the video, I'll share it with you guys now so you guys have a better understanding of like where I saw this thing. So let's go ahead and watch this video. Okay, as you can tell, this is my video from my channel. This is me here. 10 years ago, I did this video. Okay, this was a project that I did for my video editing class I did in high school. But nonetheless, let's get into it. So this here is the tree line that I was talking about, and there's bushes over here as well. It kind of like wraps around like this. So this is the tree line that I saw this thing walk into. on its two legs. Skip ahead a little bit. Alright, let's go over here. Now, this is where, I know the quality is terrible. This is in like what, black and white. And this was filmed on a shitty ass camera 10 years ago, okay? Let me see if I can get it better. Here we go. Okay, so this is that big field that I was talking about. That huge open field. As you can tell, it's very huge. This is my neighbor's house. This is his barn. Now, like right next to it, it's really hard to tell in this video, okay guys, but right next to his house he had a windmill tower, and again that thing was swinging on that tower, okay? And like beyond these trees, like these trees lined up his property line from ours, but like right beyond these trees there was like our horse pen, and then our house was like right over here in this area. And I believe right here, this is a wood pile that we had. It's really hard to tell. It's so far away, and again, just crappy video. But I'm pretty sure this is like that big, huge wood pile that we used to have. But yeah, backyard right over here. Our house, our property is right beyond these trees. Now, that hill that I mentioned, I believe it was this hill right here. It wasn't a big hill. It was just like a small hill, and I stood on that to overlook the property because I was outside playing around. And so I was on this hill. I believe it was this hill here. Standing on this hill, and I saw this thing. Like it was like, it's kind of hard to like pinpoint. I was like right here in the open middle field, like right here, maybe somewhere over here, and like on the other side of my body. And then that's when I saw it stand up, and then it walk like into these trees and then disappear into the bushes that were over here. And that's when I ran inside, and then I came back outside, and then I saw it back out here in this field, and it literally charging at me. It stood up, and then I could see it running at me. So if you have not seen that video, again, go watch my previous paranormal video because I explained it more in depth. But this, I just wanted to show you guys like this actually happened, and like this is the field. I wanted to show you guys like the visual. And it took me years to go back on this property. It took me years like to get brave enough to go back out here because of what I saw. So there you go. There is the video that I posted on this channel 10 years ago, and I'm not even joking when I say like it took me a long time to go back on that property. I used to have my horse, and I used to like go horseback riding on our property, and sometimes I would go on my neighbor's property, but I would not go in that damn field. Like I would go a little bit in the hay field, I would go by his house, but I would not go in that damn field because of what I saw. Like I was too afraid to go out there. And I didn't want like my horse to like if something were to happen, I did not want my horse to get spooked, buck me off, and then take off running, and I'm left in the dust to fend for myself against whatever is going on in these damn woods, right? So I never even risked it. I never went out there again. So it took me a long time to get brave enough to like, okay, I'm brave enough. It's been a long time since I've seen this thing. I'm gonna go out there, right? And that's when I did my video. So yeah. Now, another thing I wanted to piggyback off, another video I have on my channel of my dog Melody. Now, do you guys remember my story time of my dog that I saw sitting under my tree in the front yard? Insert video here. And my dog, I remember I saw her, I was looking out the front door through the window, and I saw my dog sitting under this tree in the front yard. And that's when I'm like, okay, so I'm gonna go outside, hang out with my dog. Why not? I open the door, like I see her sitting in the grass under this tree. I open the door, I'm looking at her. I turn around to go close the front door, turn right back around, she's gone. So this is my dog Melody. See if I can find like a good clip of her. This is my dog Mel. Yeah, that's my dog Melody. As you can tell, she's just big, clunky. She's fat. Like, it's not just fur either. Like, she was just like she was fat. Okay, this is my dog Mel, the one that was sitting under that tree in the front yard, and she disappeared. And she somehow was behind. Just go watch the previous video, okay? There's no way that my dog could have done that. There's no way that my dog could have gotten up within, what, like a second of me turning my back away from her. There's no way that she could have gotten up, ran way across the yard to the backyard within a second of me turning my back on her and then running right back. Like, there's no way. She was not that fast. So, yeah. As you can tell, my dog was fat. Like, she was fat, and there is just no way for her to have been able to do that. Like, again, like my front yard of my mom's house, like it was like she had a really huge, like not huge, but like a big plot of land, and where my dog was sitting was under this tree. Like, there was just no way for her to be able to there's no way for her to be able to do that. Okay, there was no way for my dog to be able to do that. She was fat. She could not run very fast at all. Like I said, there was no way for her to be able to do that. So yeah, there's that. I wanted to clarify that as well, because like me, I am a visual person. Like I'm a visual learner. I understand things better when I can like see. And that's why I explain like things, like I try to visually explain things clearly for you guys to understand. But it's also nice that I still had that video of my neighbor's property, and I could show you guys the open field I talked about, the huge open field, the tree line, and like where he went, where he was like standing, somewhere around that area where I was standing, and things like that, so you guys have a better understanding. Now, to get into some other stories that I could not fit into my previous video, let's get into it. Now, like some of these are not really like scary. I feel like I put more of like the scary stories in my first video. So these are gonna be like more mild. I feel like, cause like people I tell these stories to, like I think they're mild, but they think they're like creepy as fuck. So I don't really know. I don't know. I've just experienced a lot of different things. So like really honestly, like nothing really scares me anymore. So yeah. So this story, my room was upstairs during this time, and I would hear this like not every night, but it only happened like a few times. But it was those few times that really made me like remember like, what am I hearing? And I thought it was like really, really strange. So my room was upstairs at the end of the hallway, and again, I would hear this not every night, but some nights, right? Randomly, some nights I would hear, it's like something, like somebody was walking. Because when you're walking up the basement stairs, like we didn't have like furnished stairs, it was just like wooden stairs, right? And you could hear people walking up the stairs. And some nights I would hear somebody walking up those stairs, right? Walking down our hallway and then stopping at my door and kind of just like standing there. Again, like I was kind of young at this time. I thought like maybe like it was one of my brothers or it was my mom or something. Like but I also thought it was like really creepy. Like, why are they stopping right at my door and just standing there? And I never heard them retreat. It was really weird. now that I'm thinking about, like, I honestly, like, I never really heard them retreat away from my door. I just heard them coming to my door and stopping there. So again, like, that's not really like creepy, but it is strange. Okay, so I also mentioned this in my previous video, but on more than one occasion, I would hear someone calling my name. Like, sometimes it would be like full-blown yelling, like yelling across the house for me. And I would hear this, like, majority of the time I would be in the basement, in my room in the basement, and I would hear my mom yelling for me, like, Janae, you know, like calling me, right? And I thought maybe she needed something. And it's a long way to get upstairs. Like, you go down the hallway, through the gym room area, up the stairs, into the upstairs. Sometimes she would be in the kitchen, sometimes she would be somewhere else. Just to do all that walking, just to be like, hey mom, what do you need? I didn't call you. So I did all that walking for what? So yeah, this happened like multiple times. Like, somebody literally, like, whether that's my brother's voice, my mom's voice, somebody yelling for me, and no one is doing the yelling. Like, nobody is even calling me. This happened multiple times in my family member's voice. So yeah, I have a similar story just like that in my previous video, so go ahead and watch that. But yeah, that happened multiple times, like, growing up. Like, that happened like a lot of times. Again, like, this kind of leads me into mimics, SWs. Okay, my speculation, my theory, as crazy as it's gonna sound, I really do feel like something was on that property that was like, that somehow was intrigued by me and wanted to fuck with me, I don't know. Okay, I don't know what these nasty things, what their intentions are. I don't even want to think about that, because like, anytime I think about SWs, I believe they're real. SWs, like mimics, like, how else do you explain this? Like, how else do you explain, again, like with the video of my dog, like, I see her outside under this tree. I turn my back for 1 second, and then I turn around again, she's gone. This was like, something on that property was mimicking people that I know, or things that I knew, like my dog, my family members, like their voices. And that is a really creepy thing to like even think about. And then you think about like their intentions, like, what did this thing want? Okay, I don't even want to talk about that. I don't even want to think about that, because like, it is really creepy. Like, I don't know, guys. Okay, and now for this story, again, this happened when I was in like 10th grade, 10th, 11th grade. And again, my room was in the basement of my mom's house. Now, this night, I don't think my brother was home. I think he was at a friend's house, because he also had his room down there as well. So it was just me in this creepy ass basement, right? Again, previous video, I talk about how there was some sort of spirit lurking around in my mom's basement at the end of the hallway. I was like really terrified of being in the basement, and I really just did not like to be in the basement, right? And this one night, I was in my room, it was nighttime, and I kept hearing this banging sound. Now, you remember like the visual, I said I wasn't gonna go into visuals, but I might as well, because it's gonna be confusing if I don't. So you go down the stairs into the basement, right? You take a left. This leads into like a library room that my mom had. And then in another room, there was a pantry room. Now going back to the bottom of the stairs, you take a right. There was like a gym area. It wasn't really like a gym. It was like a gym / storage room that my mom had. And then you go through another door, and that leads to like the apartment that my mom built. and it was like an apartment complex, and then it was like a bathroom, my room, another room, and then another room at the end of the hallway, right? Now, going back to the gym area / storage room, there were these 2 doors that led to outside. Now, out by the side of the house, right? And by the side of the house, so you go up this big hill and you go into the backyard. Now, this one night, it wasn't windy, it wasn't like storming bad or anything, okay? This one night, I kept hearing banging sounds from that area by the gym room / storage room, right? I leave my room, I go down the hallway and go through that door to look into the gym room, and I see one of those 2 doors open, wide open. I'm like, okay, that's kind of weird. So I close the door, make sure it's shut, and take my ass back to bed. Now, like 5-10 minutes later, I hear it again. I hear this like really weird banging sound. I get up again, go down the hallway, and I see again this door, the same door that I just shut, is open again. And at that point, I'm looking around because I'm kind of creeped out, especially like with whatever is in the basement. Like, again, I talk about this in my previous video, but there was something in that basement, y'all. Like, there was something like lurking around down there. I don't know. But at that point, again, I was freaked out. Like, why is this door open? I just shut it. So I shut it again, and I lock it this time. I make sure it's locked. I make sure it won't budge. I'm pulling on it. I'm making sure it's shut. And I go back to bed again. Again, I hear this banging sound. I go back out there, and I see this door wide open. Like, at that point, I just went to bed. Like, I wasn't even gonna bother with this door anymore because I'm extremely creeped out right now, and I don't know like what's going on. Like, I don't know. At that point, like I thought like something is outside. Like, something is like really fucking with me right now. Like, again, like, I don't know. Like, I like, listen, like, maybe if you watched my previous video, maybe you guys have a better understanding of, like, not understanding, but like maybe you guys have your own speculations as to what you think was on that property, because I have my own speculations. I'll put the word on the screen. I'm not saying that word. Like, I don't say that word. There is a lot of understandable speculation around saying that word, and from my own personal experiences dealing with things that behave just like an SW would, that's what I call them, I just don't say that word. Listen, like, I know I sound crazy, like, I know I sound like really insane. I know that my stories, maybe some of them, maybe you believe some of them, maybe you believe none of them, I don't care. But like, me personally, I have nothing to lie for. Like, I don't really see the point in lying about anything, because like, one, like, what are you gaining from it? And again, like, my channel is not even monetized. Like, what am I gaining from lying about anything? Like, none of my stories are exaggerated. None of my stories are false or made up or whatever. Like, these are things that actually happened to me. As crazy as they sound, as unbelievable as they sound, like, these are things that actually, like, I've seen, I felt, I've heard, like, personally heard with my own 2 ears, and, you know, felt like these are things that actually happened to me, like, growing up. So like, me personally, like, I'm gonna share my stories regardless, because like, one, like, so many people have been asking me over the years, like, you need to do a video, like, seriously, like, these are really crazy stories. Yeah, I know they're crazy. I lived through them. I experienced them. I literally seen like some of the things I'm talking about. I seen, like, if I'm not seeing it, I'm hearing it. If I'm not hearing it, I'm feeling it, right? these things like actually happened to me. I know they sound crazy, but they actually happened. So yeah, I have nothing to lie for. Like, and another thing, like, why would I care if a stranger believes me or not? I honestly don't give a fuck about that. That's not gonna stop me from sharing my story. That's not gonna stop me from sharing like things that like actually happened to me, like I know is true, things that I literally seen with my own two eyes, that I felt. Like, why do I care if a stranger don't believe me? I don't give a fuck about that. And a lot of people don't really believe in like the paranormal anyways. Like, you tell somebody of some shit that they never seen, that they never experienced, they don't believe you anyways. So like, why should you let them stop you, right? Just because like this person doesn't believe you. Okay, so another story I have of me being youngish. I was like younger during this time, and my room was upstairs in my older bedroom, right? And during this time I had a bunk bed and I slept on the top bunk. Now this night I was woken up out of my sleep, but I was like really confused, and I was even trying to like reenact like what I felt. So I'm sleeping on the top bunk, kind of on the edge of the bed, and I woke up to it sounded like a hanger was thrown at the bed, because it sounded like something plastic like hitting, like, because we had a metal bunk bed, and it sounded like something plastic smacking against this bunk bed, and I could feel something scratching my cheek like this, like very softly, like it felt like a long nail. And I remember just like waking up really confused. I was looking on the ground trying to see if there was like a hanger somewhere. It sounded like a hanger, like a plastic hanger being thrown at the bed. And I was like looking around on the ground trying to see if there was like any hanger or some toy or something that was like dropped or thrown or whatever at me or the bed or something. And my sister was asleep. It wasn't her. The door was shut, like nobody was there. And I was like laying in bed, and I was like trying to like reenact like if it was me. I was like laying in bed like with my hand like this, trying to like see if I had woken myself up from like my own nail. But I didn't even have long nails at the time. I was a kid. I didn't have long nails. And I remember just like waking up really, really confused as to what just happened, because I know for sure I felt something, like something scratched my cheek very softly with like a long nail. I did not have any scratches on me. I didn't have like any sort of like visual laceration on my face, on my skin, anything. Like the next morning, like I just felt something touch my cheek. Like that one's like not really scary. It's just really creepy. And I just remember like just being so confused, like waking up in the middle of the night, hearing like a something thrown at the bunk bed, and then like something scratching my cheek. I don't know. It was really weird. I remember this one time, dude. Okay, so it's like smaller stories like this that like refresh my memory. And it's like, again, I have experienced a lot of different things, and like sometimes I forget like the smaller instances because like so much bigger things have happened. But I remember this one time, it was upstairs, and my room was here, the bathroom, my brother's room, like the front door that leads into like the living room, and then past the front door there's like another bedroom, and then like the kitchen down like the end of the hallway. And I remember one time I was in the bathroom, and I exited the bathroom, turned the light off, was exiting the bathroom, walking down the hallway, and I felt like this big like gush of wind right behind me, like as I was leaving this the bathroom. I felt it. I looked, I snapped around, Of course, nobody's there. No, I can't see anything. I couldn't really like feel like an energy of like negative energy or positive. It just felt like a big gust of wind just whoosh right behind me. It was, dude, it was really freaky during that time, like, because I snapped around so fast. I'm like, I turned around, like, nobody's there, like, nothing's there. I can't explain, like, this big giant gust of wind. Like, there's no windows in. We had, like, this skylight in the bathroom, because, like, you walk into the bathroom, there's the sinks, right? And then you go into another small room, and that's the toilet room. You close the door, like, there's a toilet room. And then there's a skylight. That skylight was always shut. That skylight window thingy was always shut. It was never open. So there was no way for a gust of wind to do that. The window's always shut. Like, I honestly have never seen that skylight window ever open in my entire life living there. Like, it's never been open. I've never seen it opened. So there was no way for any sort of gust of wind to come from anywhere, right? I don't know. It's like this whoosh, like right behind me. Okay, so that is the end of this video. I've run out of stories to tell. I know I have smaller stories that I could tell, but like I just feel like they're not really story worth. Like, these are just like smaller things that happen that I just don't really feel like they need to be in a video, right? I've seen things, felt things, heard things. Like, I don't need to put every single incident into a video because it's just gonna be too long. And hopefully this video is not too long. So I hope you guys like this video, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye.